Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to send greetings to all participants to the African Regional Mine Action Seminar organized by the Government of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. I would like to commend in particular the contribution, continuing efforts and commitment of the African continent to the noble goal of building a mine-free world. Last year, we celebrated 25 years since the adoption and opening for signature of the Anti-Personnel Mine Ban Convention, a landmark treaty which created history by exclusively placing the security and well-being of humans in the center of the disarmament efforts and security approaches. The convention has not only significantly reinforced the body of international humanitarian law, but has also become an essential element of the growing recognition that lives of civilians cannot be considered expendable within the context of armed conflict or in any given situation. Indeed, this convention has contributed consistently to saving lives. According to the 2022 Landmine Monitor, more than 55 million stockpiled anti-personnel mines have been destroyed. Vast areas of contaminated land have been cleared, made safe and accessible, and released for peaceful use by the affected communities, thus improving their development prospects to rebuild lives. The protection of civilians has been enhanced, and the risk associated with anti-personnel mines have decreased significantly. The rights and needs of the victims are now better promoted and guaranteed, and mine survivors' assistance, rehabilitation, reintegration, and well-being have improved. For years since its adoption and entry into force, an efficient international legal and operational framework has been established for the elimination of the anti-personnel landmines and reducing the risks and effects of landmines and explosive remnants of war. Thus, the Convention's machinery has enhanced its operation and implementation by facilitating direct contacts among its states parties, supporting cooperation and assistance activities, encouraging exchange of information and best practices on stockpile destruction, clearance, victim assistance, and mine risk education. The Nairobi, Cartagena, Maputo, and currently the Oslo action plans have detailed the actions needed to support the implementation of the treaty. The achievements are undeniable, but challenges remain, and regrettably, Africa is not immune. Almost every second African state is contaminated with landmines, and it is still to meet its clearance deadlines. Alleged use of landmines, in particular by non-state armed groups, has been reported by the Mine Monitor. The number of casualties, mostly civilians, remain high. Mine action is underfunded, and some African countries face challenges in fulfilling their victim assistance responsibilities. And a few states from the region, Egypt, Libya, and Morocco, have still not joined the Ottawa family. A renewed effort by all state parties is needed to end the suffering and casualties caused by anti-personnel mines, and considering the forthcoming 5th Review Conference next year, the current regional seminar is a commendable and timely initiative to create the necessary momentum. We all share the conviction that the implementation of this convention contributes significantly to preventing human suffering and in turn to advancing development. Today, the linkage between development, peace, and human security is well recognized as emphasized in the Sustainable Development Goals. This linkage is particularly well manifested in the Anti-Personnel Mine Ban Convention, which remains an inspiring example of how effective partnership may avert humanitarian disasters, thus protecting lives and livelihoods and preventing sorrow and suffering. This is a much-needed example in a world in which, regrettably, military considerations prevail too often over humanity, and addressing the humanitarian impact of a weapon is sometimes regarded as an obstacle rather than as a way to advance human prosperity. The Secretary General's broad consultations and ongoing work on the new Agenda for Peace provide a good framework for rethinking disarmament as humanitarian action. And renewing multilateralism is the only way to achieve peace as a central promise of the UN Charter. I thank you for helping to drive this progress, and I urge you to continue your endeavors and vision of a mine-free world. Towards this end, I wish you great success.